the Reddit Alpha Finals.
Let's
okay,
see.
I think we are starting to get our matches put together here. So let's see. You know what? We've talked a bit about Grubby. Let's watch Grubby's match first. Why not?
All right, Grubby versus Popcorn. Let's go ahead and go to the match preview.
Let's make sure we got it up. Boink.
There it is.
Grubby versus Popcorn, game 1. And look at this. Is this a mirror match?
Minor Giant.
An exact mirror match. A card-for-card mirror match in game 1.
Actually, so that's interesting because I thought Minor Giant was a little more innovative.
Yeah, I wonder what happened this week because this looks like the Shanghai deck, except the Shanghai deck ran Princess instead of Minor. So I don't know what happened that people started running Minor instead of Princess, but apparently it got popular enough that we saw quite a bit of it so far in the group play, and here we are with a card-for-card mirror match in the first round of the top 8.
Yeah.
So let's pick out some key cards. What do you think we got here?
So I would say probably either the Mini P.E.K.K.A. or the Guards of the Musketeer is strong for Grubby. I think that the Giant is definitely a big key point. There's just so many elements to this deck that are dangerous, right? Is it going to be the Minor? Is it going to be the Giant that makes a lot of damage happen? Is it going to be the Minor that's tanking? Is it going to be the damage dealers that finally make their way through after all your elixir is committed, right?
Yeah, I kind of also want to put up Minor Collector because both decks are running Collector with cheap cycles, and I imagine that the player who gets out 2 Collectors when the other player has 0 might end up being the winner of this game.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's jump right into this. Make sure that the match is all set up. Grubby Popcorn, game 1.
Eventually, it just comes down to how well you defend against the Minor, because Poison is almost a given damage.
Yeah, Poison's one of those things where it's not an elixir advantage to do it. It's more of an inevitability thing. You prevent them from getting out too much stuff.
Interesting choice from.
I actually like that as a scouting Minor because, like, you're early on, you just want to cast something really cheap. Is casting a Minor on their tower just to see what they do about it or gain 500 damage any better or worse than putting something like a Musketeer behind your tower that may never actually materialize into a push?
And we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I feel like at this point, Grubby he's on the back foot. He actually just lost that exchange.
That's actually, a good point. But he has way more elixir, so what does losing the exchange really look like, right?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, now they're tied in elixir. Grubby actually has a little more, and he's willing to take just a little bit of damage. Actually, that's quite a bit of damage from the Giant. I take that back. Yeah. But at the same time, having damage split across 2 towers isn't too terrible. Oh, no. The guards got in there, and actually you wanted those ahead of the Mini P.E.K.K.A., but they were behind it. Not good.
Slight difference. The smallest difference would have changed the dynamic of that push by a large margin. Nice. Tried to zap away the towers, but the second tower.
Ooh, I like that zap there. Only let the Musketeer get 1 or 2 shots off and prevented your Musketeer from getting targeted.
Grubby still playing from the back foot. Has to figure out how to convert his elixir advantage into something meaningful in terms of tower damage.
Or keep building it up, right? Like building it up until Popcorn is so much lower than elixir. But I do agree. It seems like Grubby has a ton of elixir. Now, this is a really great way. We always talk about investing your elixir. So what happens? Like, good point. How do you convert your elixir advantage into damage? Well, Grubby had about 5 more elixir, but you just don't want to attack arbitrarily. You kind of want to use that elixir later. So by playing the Giant behind his King Tower, he's guaranteeing that now, look, we're almost back up to 10 elixir here real soon. He can support that and build a 15, 16, 20 elixir push in a way that you couldn't if you just, I'm a few ahead, I just got to play something at the river.
They're literally doing the same exact thing.
Well, when you have the same exact deck, what else can you do? I do like the guards in front, though, to buy a little bit of time. Both players are having a really hard time guarding their collectors. And it doesn't seem like either player is being really aggressive in terms of poisoning them. But they're just minoring it up on each other. But we did say who's going to get 2 out when the other player has 0, and it looks so far that Grubby has the Elixir Collector advantage.
So yeah, Grubby is still holding on to the Elixir Collector advantage, and the question is when is he gonna push his Elixir into something where he thinks he can win? When is he gonna go all in, essentially? Right. Poison in the bridge is going to take down some of the supporting troops here that Grubby places.
Ooh, this is looking like a pretty good push here for Popcorn.
Guards in front of Mini P.E.K.K.A. and guards to block against the Musketeer for 1 shot.
Oh
my gosh.
Great last minute.
Yeah.
That's some micro. That's some StarCraft micro right there.
Yep. Just in the nick of time.
Guard swarm. Guard rush.
All right.
Now, see, the Minor coming down for Grubby is now no longer attacking the Collector, so this might be a turning point for Popcorn, because if he can start to build up an Elixir advantage and really defend it.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really important right now. Maybe he needs to play another card to defend against that Mini P.E.K.K.A., and it's going to be Zap. And this is interesting because that Minor has now tagged onto Grubby, so Grubby is actually, in a short moment, going to lose the Elixir Collector advantage.
Yes. I mean, even though the 2 towers were shooting at it, that miner took way more than 3 pumps off of the collector.
Yep.
He earned his elixir advantage. Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Guards into poison. No good. But they live for a little bit, and maybe even they eat up just a few mini P.E.K.K.A hits.
Nice.
It's probably not
the
the
thing
worst.
is, the second giant can be pushed in front of that mini P.E.K.K.A in front of that guard right now.
Wow, those guards and mini P.E.K.K.A.
Oh, the giant actually makes it. This is a lot of trouble for Grubby, and now he has to handle the miner.
Cannot afford all this extra damage. He's within range of, I think, not 2 poisons, but definitely 3 poisons, and maybe like 2 poisons and a zap or something.
I mean, at this point, Grubby needs to make sure that he blocks every single miner that comes down the lane. Or pops up next to the tower.
Oh, wait, Popcorn missed that poison. Look at that.
Oh, no. That's actually a very critical mistake.
That's a huge problem.
He's going to lose 1 cycle's worth, essentially.
Oh, no.
And now he doesn't have poison on the bridge.
On the guard, you're right, like he has been this whole game.
Oh no, and he doesn't have the mini P.E.K.K.A to play either, so this giant is actually going to get a good 2 or 3 swings in, and now he has to handle all these
guards
cards.
are still there. Look at that, the guards are still coming in to clean up. Oh no, the mini P.E.K.K.A right there behind it. No! That shows you how tight these games can be. A single misclick. I think Popcorn had that game in the bag, but kind of threw it with an unfortunate mistake, and props to Grubby for having the wherewithal to take advantage of that.
Oh my god, that's so tilting.
Well, let's see if Popcorn can recover, right? Because the worst thing you'd want is to let that carry over into game 2.
I feel tilted just from watching.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate.
I feel so salty. Oh my god, that sucks.
You know what's funny is this game's still going on.
Oh,
game 2 is still. Oh, it just ended. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We're gonna be watching this one as close to live as we can possibly get. All right. We've got Grubby and Popcorn game 2. Now, it's interesting because, again, we run a 2-deck format. And the way that works is that every match, going back to the earliest group play, both players have to register 2 decks that are at least 4 cards different. And you have to win your 2 games, 1 with each deck. So since Grubby has already won with the Giant Poison deck, he cannot play it in game 2 and 3. Has to play it here. Has to play his other deck here. Now, it looks like we have another Giant-based deck. The carried over cards are Miner, Collector, Giant, and Zap, I guess. The other 4 cards are totally different. Yep. Very interesting different deck, though, because, like, 3 Musketeers is not Musketeers. Barbarians is not mini P.E.K.K.A. They are not exactly parallel cards like that. Yep. And on the meantime, Popcorn's sticking with the same deck. It's going down swinging with that deck. And who can blame him, right? Yeah. So we got Giant on each side. I kind of want to put up the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
Because we have not seen a lot of those.
We did it.
There we go.
There we are. So 3 times of 176 per shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's much damage.
Yeah, 500 damage, and that happens quickly. They have about a 1-second fire rate, so it becomes about 500 DPS very, very quickly, and it's I don't like it. It's actually more than that. It's like 520, 530 or so. So it adds up real fast.
That's a mini P.E.K.K.A swing.
Yeah, that's true. It's a mini P.E.K.K.A swing every second at range. Yep. And I don't see, I mean, while Popcorn has poison is not nearly as good as Fireball. And there's no Valkyrie in this deck either, so I wonder how well these 3 Musketeers are going to do.
It's going to slow down the Musketeers' attack speed to 1.4, and then it's going to take maybe 4 or 5 seconds to not kill them.
That's exactly, and they still fire. Like, even though they have a slowed attack speed, going from 1 second to 1.3 seconds is still like, oh, your Giant's dead, don't worry. Like,
Yep.
Not to mention, a big advantage for Grubby here that might come up in the game is that if both players take 1 tower, that really favors the 3 Musketeer player, because you can play your 3 Musketeers up and middle.
The Royal Giant
all of them, the Royal Giant play, right? They all lock onto the second tower and murder it.
This could be the biggest punish to an Elixir Collector placement that we see.
I like this split, by the way. Splitting your 3 Musketeers is a great value. I like the guards as a counter, because even those Musketeers have to use a lot of shots in order to kill that. Has a great use of the guards on the one side, but this Miner Giant on the other end is probably going to make Popcorn wish he had done more than a poison on that side.
Yeah. Now, the real important thing to note is with Grubby, there's so many different ways he could have played out that kind of situation if he had just a little bit of extra elixir.
Sure.
Look for in double elixir time, or even if he plays elixir collectors, to do something like, imagine if Ice Spirits had come out, froze the guards, and then built himself enough elixir to put a miner behind to assist the 2 Musketeers. All of a sudden, you have 2 Musketeers and a miner on your tower. What do you do?
You can even do that a little nice. The Ice Spirit froze that Musketeer and able to cut down a lot of the damage that Grubby would end up taking there.
They're actually even in tower health right now. Grubby tried to punish the Collector placement.
Right. Actually, they're about tied up totally, right? They both have a Collector in the middle at full health.
Yep. And
Popcorn
I
decided
think
to
Grubby
cut
might
out.
actually ignore that. He's just going to take that pump and
Yeah.
use that to all in with Three Musketeer, maybe. We'll
I
see.
still think, though, that was probably really good for Popcorn. I mean, I would do that play over and over again.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is that Grubby could also split the Three Musketeers further back. He split them at the river, but I don't know, like, if you want to
Split
talk
them at
about...
the river.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, no!
Now
That's
those,
actually not good.
Those guards
Yeah.
are done, right? And that was the thing that he used so effectively to counter the 2 guards on the other side.
Yeah.
And actually, these Musketeers might end up shooting... I love how
Oh,
they're
wow.
really
One
split
gave
up now.
Yeah.
But they actually might... Oh, no, that... Oh, wow, he uses the Barbarians to block against the Mini P.E.K.K.A.
And I mean, these Three Musketeers are getting so much value because individually they're
great
basically
card.
3-cost Musketeers.
Well, I think we're underselling Popcorn. He did the same amount of damage. Like, they're actually tied up again,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's easy to forget that. Popcorn's actually might even be a little ahead here because he's still got a collector from last time.
Yeah,
So what'll happen here is if they... Again, I think they might both take a tower, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in double elixir time.
I think Grubby is incentivized to play honest defense right now. He needs to use his 3 Musketeers. Okay, so
Nope,
he's
split
gonna,
them. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's crazy, though, because that poison actually... That's a great placement by Popcorn, because look at that. The Musketeers are walking along the edge of the poison.
Yeah.
And actually, wow, that was a great thing. Oh, my God, Popcorn's going to take Grubby's tower. It doesn't look like he's gonna be too tilted from last game. He's
Yeah.
coming back with a vengeance once that W.
Okay, we'll have to see. I mean, I think Miner is a placement for Popcorn right now because... Oh, well, I think this is pretty scary. There's no defense on
5.
either side.
Oh! I think they're both going down with under
Oh
3
my
seconds
God.
left.
I actually think that was a critical mistake in terms of kind of focus and tournament kind of nerves.
Okay.
If Grubby had played those Barbarians, he had enough elixir to play them. If he had just known that he would have taken the tower, play the Barbarians on defense against that Musketeer and cause the Musketeer to swing. Actually, even the Princess, you know, that might have bought him the 3 seconds he needed to win in overtime.
What a poison right here, because even though that Giant's moving forward, it's going to hold those things in the poison for a long time. And there's a Princess in there as well.
Yep. Yep, that was
So what I'll
very
start to see is
valuable.
I'm surprised that Grubby actually even played those on his side split. I would expect to see the next batch played right in the middle
Yeah.
on the tower.
Good defense of the Barbarians.
Like perhaps now, like see, he's got him in his hand. He's saying, "Oh, the thing's gone."
Yep.
I was thinking he needs some sort of tanking, like anything. Like, he doesn't even need it that much, but if he had any amount of tanking, it would really add up very quickly.
Nice. Poison is always the immediate response here.
Yeah.
Grubby needs to start recognizing that.
I think he should split them up a little further. If you split
Yeah.
the 3 Musketeers up higher between the where the towers are, they split up a lot sooner. They don't just stand in a line like that.
Oh my God, Miner's surrounded by elixir collectors.
With the 2 towers attacking the miner, especially the king tower, which does a bit more damage than a crown tower, the miner's not nearly as effective.
Musketeer can be
You put
played
it in
on the
middle.
aggressive position.
Here they are. Here they come right there in the middle. Boom! And they blocked it on the tower. Oh, but only 2 of them are. Only one's actually shooting the tower. I think it's like
But that's
one.
so much damage.
Yes.
413 already.
And here's the thing: even if you counter it, you take a bunch of damage while countering it. So how, for example, does Popcorn
might
stop
actually
it?
win just by playing the 3 Musketeers without anything supporting it now. I mean,
Yeah.
Grubby might win just by playing
He
the 3
should.
Musketeers without anything supporting
Actually, I don't know though. Those barbs can quickly run that tower down, but it looks like he might be Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Those are his barbarians. Like,
Yeah.
so here we go.
it. We'll see.
Just play him. Just
He
drop
can-
him. Just
yeah,
drop him.
if
Nothing
he
can
just
stop
drops
this.
him.
You only need. Oh, the giant!
Oh,
Oh, nothing can stop him. What do we know? What do we know?
But
the
still,
guards
that giant
plus
is
the
almost
giant.
immediately disintegrated.
But think about that. That's 8 elixir to counter 9, and what we've normally called like pretty uncounterable.
Yeah.
And but however, 85. I mean, still did 300 damage. I don't think anything can stop Grubby from
Yeah.
doing this extra
Ice
damage.
Spirit, Ice Spirit,
Oh,
3
one shot!
Musketeer. Nice. There we go.
Really smart play by Grubby to put the princess in the middle. You don't see that very
Yeah.
often. You don't see
he
the
just
middle
wanted
princess
the
often.
princess to lock on and fire.
Yeah, and the splash damage is nice because even if something came in front of the tower, it would likely still
Yep.
hit the tower.
Yep.
Wow,
Definitely when you
Grubby,
think
2
about it,
O's
yeah.
Popcorn. Crazy.
That was a very good way to close out the match. It's so interesting to me that in that split second decision making, and obviously it's much harder to do this if you're in the moment playing the game, but definitely I feel like Grubby's win condition was just to play Barbarians to surround his tower at the end. When he knew he was going to take Popcorn's tower, play your Barbarians to surround your tower. All you need to do is survive 3 seconds, prevent that miner from blocking on.
Yeah, it was tough. I think Popcorn did a lot of really great plays. Like, did their best basically to. I don't know if Popcorn's the man or woman. Like, did their best to counter it with the giant. Like, I think the predictive giant there to absorb the 1 round was really good. The problem is that it wasn't just the 3 Musketeers. It was the princess. It was the miners, kind of coming from all angles. And Popcorn just wasn't able to stop the 200 damage, 100 damage. You know, and that really added up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys want to watch for round 2?